Well, hello, Paulie.
Are we on? I don't even know what's going on.
I believe so. Yeah, the show.
Where's our fancy, flashy, snazzy
the show over here? Here, let's do this real quick.
Yo, Particles.
Can I tell you something, Tony?
Don't pretend like I got a choice. Particles. Yo, here we go.
All right, Creative Tony, our first mishap of the day. What was that? Like a non-starter, a non-firing starter gun? Like what happened right there?
So again, transparency, Paulie, your favorite word.
Let's pivot to some transparency. Yeah.
So last night I spent a ton of time trying to get our Rodecaster soundboard, my soundboard, like dialed into our platform that we use and everything.
Yeah.
And when I did that, I had to remove the show open temporarily.
Oh, that's horse ass.
And then it used to the platform used to just put it back in its place. But
see, listen, we don't have time for excuses here in the particle universe. We don't have time for excuses. We only have time for solutions. We only work on solutions here. And you know what? It's all good. The open plate, and here we are. T's got his coffee mug. We're all roped up for a Roby Tuesday. Goodbye, Roby Tuesday. Who's gonna hang a name on you? And by the way, I'm hoping, it is my sincere hope that all of y'all, or at least some of y'all out here on the comments line, are also robed up on a Roby Tuesday. Now, it's funny, Tony, we asked, I assigned some homework last night to the class. I told everybody to go home and watch Prince on YouTube playing A Whole Lot of Love by Zeppelin. There's a couple of different versions of him doing that. Enjoy them all at your leisure. But I think that David, who also goes on the streets as NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC, he's going to get the gold star today. I'm going to give him the apple instead of him giving the teacher an apple, because he responded in the show email, and he goes, Paulie Mac, I watched Prince doing A Whole Lot of Love. Hey, HVAC, rock and roll, good for you. And now your life is even that much better that you've seen, because Prince, dude, he goes off on that song. He goes off,
Paulie. And also he says Prince with new power generation, John Blackwell Jr. on drums. He wanted to make a note of that as well. So
rock and roll. Well, anyway, David, you get the gold star today. All of y'all lining up. Great to see everybody. But again, I'm hoping, Tony, do you have any evidence as to, whether or not our friends in the comments line, do they robe up on Roby Tuesday, or is it just us? I'm hoping they robe up as well.
I believe they do. If not, they should. And Paulie, I want to do something here. I'm only going to share 15 seconds of it, okay? Because I know that's what we can do. Less than 20 seconds, I know we can do that.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going, but okay.
Here we go. Stand by.
Yeah.
Ready?
Come on.
There it is.
Go ahead, Prince. Hey, it's funny. I sent this exact version. I sent it to Rod Brooks yesterday because I sent the homework assignment I prescribed to the class. I went home and did it myself. So I was watching that and I go, you know what? Brooksy needs to see this because he's a big music lover. So I sent it to Rod, and his mind was blown too. So anyway, enjoy that at your leisure. Great, Tony. It's a Roby Tuesday. We got a lot going on. I want to get to plumber brackets today. I want to get an update on the Rat Motley Crew poll we posted. We got to talk about the Giants. Jordan Hicks down there kind of throwing. We want to get Tony's follow-up now to his kind of anti-Hicks.
Yeah. I couldn't be happier that my anxiety was unfounded. I couldn't be happier.
Or you could say that you were wrong. Remember on Happy Days?
I never said I didn't believe in Hicks. I said I wanted to see. He had a shitty spring, dude.
Look how defensive he's getting. Look at him. Yeah.
I wanted to see. Very defensive. Want my baseball takes, but then you say that I bash. I didn't say that I didn't want Hicks. This is another Crawford situation. That Murph twisted my words. I didn't say I didn't want Hicks. I said I wanted to see what he would give us.
I didn't say you didn't want Hicks. I said that I didn't say you didn't want
Hicks. That I was wrong. You said I was wrong about Hicks. I never said that he wasn't going to perform. I was saying that I wanted to see what he could do because he had a really crappy spring, and obviously the Giants were high on him.
I understand.
I didn't know. I wanted to see why.
Because it's unfortunate that you're so defensive because we could have had fun. I was about to say that Tony would never say when he's wrong. Like, remember Fonzie on Happy Days? He couldn't bring himself to admit to making any mistakes. So when he would try to apologize, he would be like, okay, so I was Remember, he couldn't say the word wrong. I was about to say you should adopt that stance today and just say I was Anyway, Jordan Hicks looked really good yesterday, but we got a lot of ball left. And we're going to get to the Warriors as well. But before anybody goes anywhere, I want to talk about Los D over at Flex.
Hell yeah, Los.
Listen, first of all, Carlos, he's hanging out in the comments line. I already saw him today, mixing it up with the listeners. And listen, Carlos is a rock star. He came out on Thursday, which was really cool. I appreciate that effort, by the way, Los. I really do. I know it wasn't easy to get there. So thanks for coming in for that. First off the top of my head, I want to let you know that Carlos is licensed in California. That's important because he can work on any property in the state. It doesn't matter. You could be up in Shasta. You could be down in, Tony, give me some other obscure. You could be down in San Diego.
You could be in Barstow.
You see what I'm saying? You could be in Barstow. You could be, Tony, what about Half Moon Bay?
Dude, and by the way, Barstow is where the car breaks down in Vacation, by the way, with Aunt Edna on the roof. Okay,
nice. Just strap her up there. Tony, where did Neil Young used to live down on the peninsula?
He lived in Woodside, which, by the way, used to be known as Whiskey Hill before it was named Woodside. And Neil Young, there's shout out the Pioneer Saloon in Woodside that I frequent. Neil Young, when he lived in Woodside, used to show up there just to, just to mess around, just walk in on a Saturday night, just to mess around with whoever was playing, so. Woodside. So yes, Carlos knows Woodside. He'll know, dude. The whole state of California is Carlos's domain.
It's fair game. Yeah, fair game. But the point is, no, he's licensed, so he can handle any property anywhere in the state, no matter where you are. Carlos can be your go-to guy. Carlos De La Fuente, give him a shout, 925-250-4894. I got to tell you, this is one thing I like about Carlos. He's really easy to talk to. And I think sometimes, Tony, when you're talking about the world of finance, people like us, honestly, can be very intimidated. Because this is not our natural comfort zone. So it's like when you're talking about your money, you're dealing with your money, you want the person on the other end to be a professional, to be courteous, to be trustworthy. I got news for you. Carlos checks all those boxes. He is all of the above. And he's a stand-up guy. He's got yes, you can definitely. Can I get him with the shades if you don't mind, Tony?
Yeah, of course, right here. Boom.
Yeah, thank you. I like him at leisure. You can trust Carlos, is my point. He is a Bay Area native. He's been with 26 years of experience. He's a San Francisco boy, and he can definitely help you out with private money loans, specializes in HELOC loans, home equity line of credit. And Tony, as I say, the trust has got to be a key factor, as I mentioned, and you can trust Carlos. I speak and I vouch for Carlos on my own behalf. And if you just want to have that kind of preliminary conversation, you can also email him at carlos@myflexnow.com. Tony, I think that anybody who is an adult in the world today will have moments where you're going to run into some obstacles financially.
Yeah.
You're trying to put your kids through school. You got your car payments, your mortgage. There's so much stuff going on. Sometimes you need a little boost. You need a little advice and guidance. Carlos is the guy that can give it to you. Tony, I don't want to hog the mic the entire time.
Los just checking in on the comment line right now. He said it's about listening more than talking. Boom, right there, dude. That is Los to a T. And I want to say also real quick about Carlos Pauly while you got I'm glad he came to the hang last Thursday, the PMP hangout, because people got to meet him and get a taste of his personality. And also, Carlos is an ideas guy.
Yeah.
You know, he comes to us with ideas, not just for Flex Funding, but for the show. Because, dude, also find Carlos on YouTube as well. But I'm just saying that, ideas guy, and I promise you, if you go to him with your situation, he will have ideas for you. And like you said, dude, I'm scared crapless of this kind of stuff, so I need people I trust. It's like a mechanic, dude. When I open the hood of a car, it's like I'm looking at like a foreign language, right?
Same here. Yeah. Well, again, that's why you don't have to be an expert. When you're working with someone like Carlos, you can trust him. Let him help guide you through some of these tough decisions. And maybe you just need a loan. Maybe you just need some cash. He can help you out. There are ways that he can provide you with some money as a stopgap to get you onto a better place and into your next thing. So give Carlos a shout, 925-250-4894. He is with Flex Funding. He is the man. Carlos, thank you so much. We're proud to have you as a sponsor on the program. Real quick, I want to shout out John Joseph, Tony. He says that my boy, one of the unsung heroes of the party on Thursday for me was just the face, the mug, the all-around like vibe that Nick DiFrancesco was kind of permeating out of. Did you see my boy, Nicky?
Of course, dude. He joined us on the pub crawl, buddy. He was that's deep into the night. Yeah.
Now, how is he like once things start getting a little like deeper into the evening? Does he loosen up, or is he a madman?
Ultra chill.
Yeah,
ultra chill. Well, is what I would use to describe him.
John Joseph said after spending the day with him at Longbridge last week, he noticed I want to throw this at you, Tony.
Yeah.
We talked about Neil Young a couple of minutes ago. John Joseph said Nick DiFrancesco has a strong facial similarity to Neil Young. Do you see it?
Oh yeah, a young Neil Young.
Yeah.
Not a weathered old
living in a teepee Neil Young. Yeah.
Living in a teepee Neil Young.
Which he does. Guy lives in a fucking teepee, man.
Is he still with Daryl Hannah? Is he still
you better believe it.
They're together still?
Why not?
I mean, yeah. We can't mention Neil Young without mentioning Peggy Young and the Bridge School she had the Bridge School Foundation for years at Shoreline. Man, come on, like that was just what an incredible vibe at those shows. Incredible,
too good to be true. Almost like I can't believe it, and it's a shame that tradition hasn't continued. Peggy Young passed away. Rest in peace. That's Neil's wife of many, many, many years. And I guess with her death, they kind of closed the books on that whole thing. Eddie Vedder a couple of years ago teased the Bridge School could be coming back, but it never did. And Pearl Jam.
I could see Eddie being a guy that like took that over. You know, he's such a dude.
Be my guest.
Right.
Be my guest, please do. I mean, because those were some of the most special, unique, amazing kind of experiences you could ever have if you like music like we do. He was
no question.
Those shows were incredible.
The way they would bring out the kids from the actual Bridge School at the end of the show and all the performers who were there that day and have like a final jam. It was gold, man.
There's one.
It was a good vibe festival.
People like Rags and Winks, people from outside the Bay Area. Shout out to Doug in Japan, guys like that who don't know the history of the Bridge School. I can tell you this: it was a benefit show they did every year at Shoreline, where they would get like I'm talking like Pete Townsend, Paul McCartney, Brian Wilson, Pearl Jam, Pumpkins. The biggest bands in the world would come and play this acoustically for these special needs kids. Check this out, Tony. There was one year. They reformed Simon and Garfunkel. Stuff like that would happen. Like those guys hate each other, but for the Bridge School, they would come together and perform. And you know what they did? They were singing their set, and then because the kids would be positioned on the back of the stage, like behind the drummer, like in 2 rows of seating. A lot of the kids, they're in wheelchairs. They need help. These are special needs kids. Simon and Garfunkel, Tony, they're playing their set, dude. They turn around, they face the kids, so they performed with their back to the audience. I thought that was isn't that so cool? They were singing directly to the kid. Stuff like that. Yeah,
dude. Andrews from Longbridge Pizza saying he went to elementary school next to Bridge School and had several Bridge School kids in his class. Man, that's rad.
Yeah.
And by the way, Scarlet Fire, aka Bonnie, said Bridge School equals tears, guaranteed tears of joy. Because of what you would see down there. It was mostly all acoustic, right? I think
all acoustic.
All acoustic vibe.
Yep.
And I mean, you'd get random, like I think the Chili Peppers or part of the Chili Peppers used to do it. Did Bowie ever do a Bridge School?
I saw Bowie. So the first Bridge show I ever went to was in '96. And check out this lineup, dude. This is off the top of my head. Here's where I remember who was on the bill. It was Pearl Jam. It was the Cowboy Junkies. It was James Eha and Billy Corgan as like a twosome, just doing songs. And then, dude, like you said, unannounced, not even on the bill. All of a sudden, Neil Young comes out and goes, "Oh, by the way," and Bowie was on that. If I didn't mention that, I saw.
That's how we got started on this.
So, Bowie. Dude, they're between sets. All of a sudden, Neil Young walks out, and this is not listed, not expected at all, and he goes, "Oh, we're going to bring Pete Townsend out right now." And all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, Pete Townsend showed up and did like a 40-minute. And that was one of the things that made me fall in love with him. I was like, this guy is amazing. He was by himself playing a guitar. Anyway, shout out to the Bridge School. What a great Bay Area tradition. Tony, on to the matters at hand today.
I want to give big bass. How low can you go?
Yeah.
Merle Saunders and Jerry live on a Tuesday. Why not? Yes, dude. Big bass, man.
Thanks, big bass.
Blast Keepers. If you could play Blast the Tune Keepers, both Merle and Jerry from the Keystone in Berkeley, dude.
I got it. Oh yeah.
What year was that, Paulie? 72?
Something like that. Yeah, 72 sounds right. Yeah.
Oh, man, so they're reprinting that on vinyl, by the way, and I'm gonna get a copy when that comes back out.
Yeah, you should.
I love that. It was 2 nights. I believe it was 2 nights. I think so. Anyway,
at Keystone.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? 2, 3, whatever it takes. You know what I mean?
Hey, Tony, thank you, Big Bass.
Yeah, no, Big Bass. We appreciate that. We appreciate the support from all of y'all. Now, Tony, I want to hold on. What's he saying right here? Polymer particles at Pete Townsend painting. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Dom. I saw that. That was awesome. Thank you. I'm just having a private moment with Dom. Sorry about that, y'all. So, Tony, I do want to start with
Hey,
the
speaking
Giants.
of dumb, I was gonna say if we're gonna go Dubs, because I want to give some golden vibes.
Ooh,
Right?
yeah.
Look at that sticker
Nice.
that Dom made. That's a good one. You can get that, by the way, at Longbridge Pizza. All of the merch is for sale still at if you go into Longbridge, pick up pizza and beer. You want to go Giants? Let's go Giants. I'll dive into Giants all damn day.
Okay, just to start with Giants, but we definitely have to talk Warriors today too, because they got a huge game at 5:00 today. And by the way,
Paulie, do you have a huge game or a huge game?
I like to say huge. I'm a believer in you pronounce that H, but
I've never understood the huge. I've never understood.
It's East Coast.
Huge.
That's just East Coast. It's like an
why?
East Coast.
Why did the H just disappear?
It's too difficult. It's too you have to strain too much to pronounce the H. Huge.
Really?
Yeah. No, a lot of
Bernie Sanders is a big, huge guy.
That's what I'm saying. It's very East Coast. They just dropped the H and add a Y. Huge. You know what I mean? It's huge.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Speaking of huge, shout out Tommy Lee. Somebody had to say it. All right, Tony, let's get you follow. Come on, man. We know what's what out here.
By the way, you bring up Tommy Lee often, Paulie. I was thinking about this last night because
that's carried over from the Murph and Mac show, because I used to make these like kind of proclamations about size. You mentioned girth yesterday, and I'm like, anytime you're talking size, girth, width, anything, length, Tommy Lee always comes up. Why? Because on that godforsaken tape that he made with Pamela Anderson, I really do feel bad for the both of them. Nobody should have ever seen that thing. But it was making the rounds back in the day. And I was an innocent bystander back at the station. Tony, there were like stacks of that video back in the day. Ron and Don, Lamont and I mean,
it was everywhere.
There were porn stars walking around. I know it's nuts. Yes. So we watched it in the office one day. And the only thing that was my only takeaway was, one, I shouldn't be watching this. I felt bad. I really did. Two, at one point, Tommy Lee's stark naked. Okay. And as he is a man of great prowess, he flipped his piece up onto the steering wheel of the boat, and he started steering the boat with his piece. And then
I love that you're calling it his piece.
I'm just trying to be gentle. You know what I mean? So he's got his piece.
His member, his unit, his
Tony. He's going hands free. That's my point. He's hands free, and he's still steering the ship. So
hey, that's where you just got to tip your cap.
No, you do. And by the way, good rock and roll drummer too, Tommy Lee.
Oh God, yeah, dude. And he got created by Nick Kit when he would do the whole thing where he'd flip upside down and be like, like belted into the drum kit and everything. So the reason I mentioned the crew is because Paulie mentioned Tommy Lee's unit or piece.
Yes,
but we do have a poll on Twitter going right now, or X, whatever, fucking X.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Basically, which album, Rat Out of the Cellar or Motley Crue Theater of Pain? And if you want to vote, feel free to vote, because right now it's tight. Yeah. Theater of Pain is winning right now. We'll give an update at the end of the show.
What's my email address? I don't even, or my Twitter handle. I'm not even sure. At Paulie's Pod, is that what it is?
Yeah, at Paulie's Pod.
Get over there. Get over to at Paulie's Pod and vote on this poll, because it's only open for like 5 more hours, and it's neck and neck, dude.
It is. It is.
Motley Crue, I think, is like 52%, and Rat is coming in at a 48%.
55% Theater of Pain, Out of the Cellar 44 right now. So I need some Out of the Cellar heads to come out of the cellar and vote, because because I chose Out of the Cellar in this discussion. But
by the way, just a quick footnote, and then we're going to move on to the Giants. Do you know why Rat named that album Out of the Cellar?
Ooh.
It's a good story. It's good.
No, first album. I don't know.
No, because they grew up like as big Aerosmith fans, right? And one of the great Aerosmith songs of all time is called "Rats in the Cellar."
Yes.
So when they put their first album out, it was kind of a tip of the cap to Aerosmith. They said, "Okay, we're coming out of the cellar."
Nice.
So yeah, I always like that. You could draw a line from Rat to Aerosmith. I thought.
Now I said to Paulie, and we're going to get to Giants and Dubs here in a second. And I have some Ellie De La Cruz notes that I want to get to as well, Paulie.
Okay, we're talking about the drip again.
Yeah, well, I don't want to. Well, it's just Ellie De La Cruz. That's my tease.
I understand.
But I said to Paulie on text, I said, now if it was Out of the Cellar versus Motley Crue Shout at the Devil,
right,
I would probably take Shout at the Devil. But Theater of Pain versus Out of the Cellar, I got to go Out of the Cellar personally.
Hey, no, dude, you got the right. Whatever you want.
I saw you mention on Twitter yesterday, Paulie, the deep track on Theater of Pain.
Save your souls. Save our souls. Save our souls for the heavens. Yeah, I love that track. Heavy. It's heavy, dude. What are your thoughts on Save Your Souls?
I love it too. And I actually forgot about it too. Because you got Louder Than Hell and City Boy Blues, and of course Smoking in the Boys Room, but and Home Sweet Home. But and by the way, did you notice in my text messages, Paulie, I always made sure to include the umlauts. I hope you appreciated that.
I do, and I don't know how you did it, but I'm impressed. I really am. I'm impressed. I like
if
that
you
you did
hold the letter longer, the option will show up. Just so you
Do
know.
you think that if we propose this to the San Francisco Giants, Jordan Hicks would put an umlaut over the I on his jersey, like Hicks with an umlaut over the I for no reason? Just to do
I don't know, man, but that kid, he showed me something yesterday.
Yeah, let's get into it, T. Tell me what you saw.
Dude, first of all, it was a Houston homecoming for him. He had 90 people in the stands for him that he asked for 90 tickets. So good for him, dude. I want him to have that intensity and that focus all season long with every freaking starter. Because, dude, he averaged 98 miles an hour on every pitch. On average was 90 freaking 8 was his average. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so I get it. I saw what the Giants management saw, obviously. And dude, when you can blow 100 between 97 and 100 consistently, look out, man. And you got breaking stuff that's like 98 miles an hour. Get out of here. It's really hard to hit. Like a guy like Altuve, who, whatever, he might be douchey, whatever, but he's a really good baseball player and a really good contact hitter. And I love him too, just because he's my size. He was.
You don't care about the cheating? How do you feel about the cheating?
That's what I just said. He's douchey and whatever, the cheating, whatever. But I'm talking about.
How do you feel about that for real? Did that?
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Dude, a garbage can banging on a garbage can.
Yeah.
And then he didn't want to take off his jersey because he had a little
transmitter or some shit like
what was under his jersey, whatever.
Imagine like he's in the FBI taping transmitters to his chest, like getting crazy. Let's just play baseball. Can we just go play?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
We don't have to wire anybody up out here, do we?
Totally. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But he is a damn good hitter, and he was baffled by Hicks. Dude, get this. Hicks faced 21 hitters. 15 first pitch strikes. That's money, dude. And then also, what was the number? Hold on. 72 pitches overall, 72 pitches in 6 innings. That is dealing.
Yeah.
And 51 of those were strikes, dude. That's just six strikeouts, 14 consecutive hitters. He retired in a row. It was a dominant outing. And I mean, he used to go, I don't know, like I think they moved him to middle relief because he couldn't go 6 or 7.
Right.
But again, he went, I think I read Bob Melvin, who managed his 200th game yesterday, by the way.
As a Giant.
Yeah. He was saying that 75 was his cutoff. So that's why, because I was surprised they had him go out on the 6th. But then I realized his pitch count was low. So 75.
Why would they have to cut him off at 75?
I think first start of the year and just easing him in. Yeah. I mean, granted, back in the day, there's no freaking pitch counts. And hey, Nolan Ryan, go through 120.
I know.
Hey, John Sutton, go through 120. Hey, Rick Russell, go 120. Like
75. 75.
75.
Yeah. I have to shut it down at 75. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
You know what drives me crazy about that, Tony, is like when a pitcher really, and we've seen it on the biggest stage. We saw it with Blake Snell in the World Series when guys are getting taken out of games when they're still getting out, but they've thrown too many pitches in the eyes of their manager. I mean, I hate that kind of mentality.
Hey, you don't see Dead and Company or Fish or any of these bands like easing into the first show of their tour, like only playing like, I don't know, an hour long or an hour and a half versus the 2.5, 3 hours that they normally play. You don't see Springsteen easing into his tour. Guys,
no.
How old is Springsteen? 75, 73,
70,
whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
You'll see him easing into his tour, and he's 73, dude. You don't see Mick Jagger easing into his tour.
No, you don't know. Yeah.
Just get after it, man. Anyways, like if I'm Jordan Hicks, I don't want to be taken out. I want to go for the complete game. I got 90 people there.
That's what my point was. Yeah.
Slow. I want to stay in the game. But I guess the argument against keeping him in is that he has such a live arm and he throws with such high velocity that keeping him in, I don't know, risking injury. I don't know, man.
Well,
it's a different game, dude. And those freaking torpedo bats, is a sign of it, man, which we can talk about later.
Okay, so I put something in bookmarks today where I don't know if you saw that. Did you see the Nikki Turturro on torpedo bats? I sent it to you.
I saw the video. I didn't watch it.
We're going to watch it today.
Okay,
we're watching it today in front of everybody. It's insane.
Okay.
Couple other notes from the
No, I got notes too. But go. Give me your notes, and I got notes too.
Well, just a couple of bullet points, and don't let this show end without us talking Warriors. I have to talk Warriors today. It's like
we're definitely going to talk Warriors and Grizz, and I want to actually go back out to Japan and give Doug another shout out in Japan.
I'll tell you the truth. Yeah.
We have to do a Roby Tuesday tribute from our friend Jeff Winkler. He sent us some love on text that we have to do.
Yeah, no, we do. We got a full plate today. All right, so here's my notes real quick.
Go.
Things I thought that Tony would enjoy from yesterday. And I also want to make this announcement.
Nice.
I think I'm in love with Wilmer Flores. It's been like this for a couple of years now. Wilmer and he doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to make him very happy. I'm going to sweep Wilmer right up off his feet and take him out to a romantic weekend to Bodega Bay or something like that, because I got to tell you, I'm a bona fide fan. I like the way he carries himself. Yep. I love the way he hits, and I love, like, he's never phased. Like, he's always got that demeanor that I really like, and he's swinging a good bat right now. But
what he's doing, Paulie? He's representing the number 41 the way Darrell Evans represented it way back when. So good job.
Wow, dude,
Wilmer
that's
Flores.
now
Let's go.
Respect, Tony. Nice. Can we go other great 41s? Top of my head, I got to throw what?
Go.
Well, I was leapfrogging sports. I was
going to go. I think Jeremy Affeldt was 41.
You're 100% correct. You get him 40. Yeah. And if I can get over to the 49ers, dude, when the times were tough, we had no real legitimate ground game in the mid to late 90s. Shout out Terry Kirby. He got it done. Dude, once in a while, Terry Kirby, he'd get it done. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got no Terry problem Kirby, with TK.
Dude. I had no problem with Terry Kirby either. And I think Toy Cook also wore 41 for the Niners.
I can't confirm that, but sure. Okay, and you're probably right. You're probably right.
Toy T-O-I.
Of course.
Toy Cook.
No, of course. How couldn't it be? Yeah. Tony, any other great 41s you want to bounce off me real quick? You got any others?
Dave Matthews Band has a song called 41 that's actually pretty tasty.
I guess shout out your favorite band, Sum 41. You've seen them. You've seen them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I saw them like 6 months ago.
Shout out and you vouched. I know.
My local friend Pete Hoffman, and I was pleasantly surprised, and they were much harder than I expected. The mosh pit was flying, which I wasn't expecting either. I was like, but anyways, and they put on a good long show too. I was
the mosh pit was flying. He said,
my friend Pete, dude, my friend Pete and I, we went from San Carlos all the way up to the city to see the show. He's a big dude, like 6'5", and he doesn't mention moshing at all.
Yeah,
like the whole time in our drive up to the show. And this show is his treat. He insisted I go. I'm like, let's go. So we get to the show. First song in, he goes, "Hey, you good?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm good." And dude, he just bolts. He just bolts right into the mosh pit. And I go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Dude, he comes back a sweaty mess, dude.
No. Yeah.
Dude, he ended up buying merch because his shirt was so torn and sweaty from the mosh pit, dude.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, those days are gone. Those days are over for me, dude. I'm done diving into pits and shit like that. I'd rather stand in the back of the room and watch a show. Tony, other stuff I thought you'd like from yesterday, and I love this too. One, I don't know if this is a new trend or if it's only like a strategy for this Houston series and Cincinnati, but dude, I love how aggressive they're being on the base paths. It's like a whole new day out here. Like guys are trying to steal bags. They're wreaking havoc on the baselines. And also, Tony, I thought of you. And after this, you take over.
Yeah, sure.
I thought of you when who was it? Fitzgerald laid down that bunt, and I'm like, dude, there it is, causing all kinds of problems out there. All the runners advanced. That he got on the first base. Anyway, you got your bunt yesterday. And by the way, Logan bunt. Me too. I do too. Logan Webb on the hill today, 5 o'clock first pitch, once again in Houston. But Tony, those are my kind of notes, your impressions from yesterday.
Dude, I was so happy. I'm just happy with the brand of baseball they're playing right now, Paulie. They're playing
too.
Crisp, clean baseball in all facets, dude. You're getting good pitching, not just starting pitching, good pitching, most part out of the pen. And then you're also getting outstanding defense, dude. There was a great pick Lamont Wade made yesterday. Chapman obviously doing his thing. And then they're also getting, like, last year they could not get a timely hit. They could not get a clutch hit to save their life last year. That's different so far. It's only 4 games, of course, but dude, Chapman has 4. What does he have? Let me see. I wrote it down earlier. He has 4 hits and 4 RBIs in 4 games. I'll take that average all damn day. But the other thing too is Chapman also has 3 walks in 4 games.
Get on base.
Same with Jung-Hoo Lee, 3 walks in 4 games. Jung-Hoo Lee has 4 hits in 4 games, 6 runs scored. Like, I'm loving this offense. The flip side,
go ahead.
Lamont Wade Jr. 0 for the season so far.
Well, I'm not sure I get the. Yeah, go ahead, man. I know.
And then, dude, Adames has 7 Ks, man. He is pressing, dude. He is pressing. It's
What's the answer for that? How do you get out of that?
Well, I mean, younger kids, like high school or younger, I would tell them, hey, you know what? Every pitch for you is a hit and run right now, just to get out of it, just to make contact and see what happens. Every pitch for you is a hit and run. You're not you're thinking way too much.
Would you encourage a guy? And I'm just asking. I don't know the answer. Would you encourage a guy to swing out of the strike zone just to like try?
Yeah,
to
that's what I mean. Yeah,
yeah.
like for hit and run, you are basically protecting the runner and trying to make contact, right? The runner's stealing, and you. The only time you don't swing on hit and run is when it's a ball in the dirt, because then it's already difficult for the catcher to scoop it up cleanly and make a good throw to throw out the runner. But anywhere in the zone, and then dude, you're just taking your brain out of it. And you're just saying, okay, I'm just going to react to where the pitch is. I'm going to try and make contact, bat on ball. So I would say, hey, Willie, hey, Adamas, 7 Ks in 4 games. That's, that's not a good trend that we want to see from our big offseason acquisition, dude.
Yeah.
So anyways, I would like to see Adamas chill out. Just chill out. And I would just say, dude, you're swinging away you got to hit and run until you get a base hit, and just keep going.
Well, I'm feeling really good about Giant Baseball so far. I mean, I think everyone's got to be pretty excited about this. And again, as I said, Logan Webb goes tonight. That'll be awesome. The only problem is that's right up at the exact same time that the Warriors are playing.
Dude, we got to go split screen.
A lot of back and forth. Now, Tony, I know you have a riff or something. You have something on De La Cruz. I want to get to today.
I do.
But before we go there, because I want to finish our baseball thing and then get into the Warriors, I got to make a call because I'm looking at Tony when he was doing this whole thing about like hit and run and everything. Are you guys with me on the comments line? Now, Tony, you're not going to be included in this because you haven't watched White Lotus yet. But Rags, I'll speak to Rags directly on this.
Go.
Rags and I are like locked in on White Lotus. We talk about it before it airs. We review it afterwards. Rags, are you with me on Tony's robe? What do you give me for Tony right now in that robe?
Kimono. Look at this.
And the old lady on White Lotus, they go to her house to like whack the husband. What do you think? If you threw a black wig on Tony, little eyeshadow, little lipstick, mascara, don't you think he could get away with it being the old lady on White Lotus? I'm just throwing it out there because I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see it a little bit myself. Tony, have you started watching yet? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I just bookmarked it, Paulie, and I will start it this week. I promised you I'll
really
start it this week.
Yeah.
And I bookmarked Righteous Gemstones as well. But when I put this on today, Paulie, I thought that this is something that Mrs. Furley might have worn back in the day.
No, there is no Mrs. Furley. You mean Mrs. Roper.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Roper.
Yeah.
Roper.
No, that's the thing with Ralph. RF is swinging, dude. He was a bachelor. He had the ascot on, slaying it, just going down there looking for chicks. Hey, Ralph
did Ralph Furley have a gnome in front of his door at Three's Company?
I hope so. Imagine that. You open the door and there he is, RF with his ascot on, dude. Any case, Tony. Give me your because we got a busy back.
I got a couple things. Can you let me just take the reins for a second here, P?
Of course.
First of all, I'm gonna share this because when we ask people to email us, we want you to email us, and I want to share this from Corinne, the lovely Corinne
in Fairfax.
Corinne in Fairfax. We were talking about overalls yesterday.
Yeah,
she sent us this picture.
We did talk overalls. Yeah,
can you see that, Paulie?
Oh, dude,
that is Corinne. That is Corinne and her friend. She didn't give me a year, but the text of the email says, wearing overalls back in the late 60s, early 70s. She always wore a pair of her father's favorite overalls that were covered in old paint. And then she also says, we need a song for Wilmer Flores, by the way. But there she is in the overalls.
Hey, Corinne.
Is that amazing? Is that amazing?
She's a real flower child. That's amazing.
Totally.
And again, like, look at her right there. So, boy, I think I'm falling in love with her now. It's funny because, hey, Corinne, I was talking to Corinne at the event on Thursday, and we got into it. She was like, dude, she told me she used to sneak into the Fillmore. Okay,
dude.
They just sneak in.
Yes.
And then I go, because I always ask this question of like the older generation, like the people ahead of me a few years, I'll say like, hey, did you ever get into Winterland? And she was like, Winterland all the time. She's like, I went to Winterland all the time. I'm like, do you know how freaking jealous of you I am? But anyway, that's awesome. Corinne, I love
it. I believe there's a joint in her friend's hand.
Well, as there should
in
be.
her friend's left hand. I believe that's a joint. It's a husky pencil style.
You roll them up, you hold the J with one hand, you flash the peace sign with the other. That's the 60s. Hey, Corinne, I got one last question for you, and you can answer on the text line if you're with us right now. I'm not sure if you are, but if you are, tell me if you ever saw Led Zeppelin. That's what I need to know today. I want to know if you ever saw Led, or anybody else out there saw Led Zeppelin. Let us know on the comments line. I'm obsessed
that's like street cred for life. If you saw somebody like Led Zeppelin or Hendrix or Marley, like if you saw any of them,
totally,
that's street cred for life. And Paulie, can I share one more thing?
Yeah, come on, man.
Because I inspired the kimono was inspired by our friend Doug in Japan, who checked in last night, and he says, Doug in Japan, amazed at Creative Tony's command of choice Japanese phrases, and wants to recommend to the PMP Army Mr. Baseball, starring Tom Selleck. So
okay.
Thank you, Doug in Japan. That's on Blue Sky. For those of you that aren't on Blue Sky, I highly recommend you get over there. And I just wanted to, that was the inspiration for my kimono today. Thank you, Doug in Japan. And then finally, Paulie, before I get to Ellie De La Cruz on this Roby Tuesday.
Roby Tuesday. Who's going to hang a name on you, Tony? Go ahead.
It looks like Dave Navarro is going to hang a robe on you.
Nice. Good answer, Tony. Good fucking response right there. Very nice. Let's explain this whole origin story. So now, first of all, if you're not of the initiated, Dave Navarro is the guitar player in Jane's Addiction. He also played in Red Hot Chili Peppers some years ago. Now, I don't know who the topless chick is with him. I don't know what's going on there. Is she topless?
I didn't even realize she was topless.
I guess I see a shirt. She's wearing a shirt, but it's like flesh colored.
It does look like it's flesh toned, yes.
And by the way, how great is it that she's also wearing leather pants? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she's got the leather rock star pants on, and Navarro in a robe. I love this. Tell the origin story. How do we get this? What's going on, Tony? Go ahead.
So Jeff Winkler, shout out Winks, who's one of Paulie's dear friends from childhood, right, Paulie? Like high school?
Yeah. We go back to Jersey, high school. Yeah.
Okay. And Winks just checked in on the comment line. That's his wife. They had just gotten married. So no better way to celebrate your brand new nuptials than
go out and fire off a few shots. Yeah.
Are they like skeet? I don't know if they're skeet shooting or
I would bet it looks that way. I'm not a gun expert, but I think those are like those skeet shooting guns with the wide barrel. It looks like it. Yeah.
But he's wearing a wonderful robe, but he's got the hood again, man.
And the shades, dude. He's going full. Shades. Yeah. Full, I don't give a shit. Bathrobe, shades, gun.
All of it. I need a robe with a hood, man. That's going to be I'm going to ask Santa for a robe with a hood this year because that's what I really want.
Big step. It's a big step. Yeah.
I mean, it adds to the whole, somebody in our email thread, I forget, I'll find it. They sent us an email of a video of Robert Plant meeting somebody from AC/DC, and Robert Plant is wearing like a Celtic robe and he's holding a sword as he greeted him on a bridge.
What?
Yes, I swear to God. I swear to God. Before we get to Ellie De La Cruz, I mean, and it was I can't remember who sent it, but if I can find it in our
while you look for that, I have to address my favorite line of the entire day coming from my guy Sanchi with the question: is he aiming at Perry Farrell, bro? Yes. You know what? If he was, I wouldn't blame him. You might want to fire off a few shots at Perry Farrell. Perry Farrell, he acted the fool on stage and attacked Navarro in Boston a few months ago. If you haven't seen the footage, it's horrifying. And Perry Farrell knows better. Hey Perry, from me to you, dude. Put down the pipe. Put the effing pipe. Enough is enough. You're trying to play
stuff, man.
Yeah, cut the shit. Stuff. So anyway, go ahead and fire a few shots. I love that. Great call, Sanchi.
No, I can't find it. I'll have to dig it up for tomorrow's show. I
look forward to
tomorrow.
It. Yeah, man. And tomorrow's a night flight, by the way, so it'll get even looser. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I want to share. Aaron Kask sent an email of himself in a Black Sabbath shirt. I want to get also the aspiring botanist sent a picture of himself. So after listening to our show, so we can share this tomorrow night during the night flight for sure. Finally, Paulie.
Yes, sir.
Ellie De La Cruz. Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about this torpedo bat yesterday, right?
We did. And go ahead.
Hold on. Sanchi, check it in. What's up, Sanchi? Dude. That was from Sanchi. Okay. The Robert Plant was from Sanchi. I'll find it, Sanchi, and I will present it to the class tomorrow night. It's definitely a night flight material kind of a thing because it's again, Robert Plant is in a robe holding a massive sword over his shoulder.
I can't wait to see this.
It's with Brian. It's with Brian Johnson from AC/DC. So, and also, Paulie, I apologize. This is on me. I'll do push-ups later.
I don't care what you got. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah,
we didn't wish Angus Young a happy birthday yesterday, so I apologize on behalf of the Polymax Particles. We should have wished him a happy birthday yesterday. We did not.
Well, happy birthday, Angus. He's one of the greats. Tony, give me your favorite AC/DC song quickly. Go.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Hell's Bells, maybe.
Okay, Hell's Bells. Yeah.
I also, the song that scared me the most was Night Prowler.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I remember when Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, was out doing his fucking horrific thing. That was like, it was in an article where it said that that was like his favorite song.
Well, he
And
left
I'm
an
like,
AC/DC hat at the scene of the crime. At one of the crimes, he had a baseball hat with the logo, and it was left behind almost like intentionally, they thought. So
if I could vote on, actually, you know what? I will vote on Tom Tolbert's we're doing the bummer bracket, which we're going to update you on later. Tom Tolbert's doing a serial killer bracket for his March Madness.
I already voted. I voted for the Zodiac, but go ahead. Yes.
Oh, that's a great vote. I would vote for the Night Stalker though.
How do you like?
Never caught him.
Undefeated.
And brilliant with the coded letters
and shit.
The SF Chronicle and stuff. They're brilliant. But
speaking of creepy, did you ever see the Zodiac movie with Robert Downey Jr.?
No, I heard it's really good though. I
will tell you this: there's one scene in that movie that really like made the hair on my arm stand up. It really like rattled me when Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal play like reporters at the Chronicle.
Right. Correct.
And they're like obsessed with finding the identity of the Zodiac, which they never did. But the Zodiac used to write letters, and then the Chronicle would publish them. So there's one scene where Jake Gyllenhaal is like he's going up to see some guy in Vallejo or something, and this guy goes, "Yeah, let me take you down to my basement." And he's in the basement, and all of a sudden, like Jake Gyllenhaal realized, I think this guy might be the Zodiac, and it's really unsettling.
Whoa.
That one scene, and he's like, I gotta go. I think I gotta go, and he like runs out of the house, but it's really scary.
Dude, that's crazy. Well, I remember I used to pick up the Chronicle used to get delivered to our house every day, and every day I would pick it up and hope to read that the Night Stalker had been caught.
Dude.
And then when they finally caught him down in LA and they beat his ass with a bunch of lead pipes, I mean, it was like Christmas for me, because that dude, that man just scared the living.
They beat his ass with lead pipes. It was like Christmas for me.
Yeah.
You got to like edit that sentence. Tony enjoys violence. We all know that. Hey Tony,
I'm usually a peaceful human being. And Sanchi, thank you for the super, Sanchi.
Thank
Much
you, Sanchi.
love. By the way, props to Sanchi for wearing the stretch jersey to the PMP hangout last week. That was a beautiful sight.
Always a nice touch, dude. Willie McCovey forever. Tony,
forever.
I don't want to let you get too distracted, because you said you had a
back to the torpedo bats.
And then I have something to follow up on that too. So you go first.
Yeah, and then we got top three. We're going to end with top three.
We haven't even talked Warriors yet. We're like way behind. Yes.
We got top three. We got a quick bookmark from you, and then no, it's why don't we do Ellie, a quick bookmark, top three, bracket out. Okay.
What a mess this is turning into be such a mess. Check this out, Tony. Can't do it
like
that.
Mess.
Here's why.
Mess.
It's a hot mess, as they say. Here's why, Tony, because your torpedo bat riff, which I don't know what's coming, I got to piggyback that shit with my bookmark of Nikki Totoro. So
yes, that's what I'm saying. Let's go right from
bang, bang.
Let's go right from Ellie to Totoro. Okay.
Torpedo bat, bang bang. Yes.
So dude, Ellie De La Cruz. I just wanted to present this to you, Paulie, to get your opinion.
The kids love his drip, Tony. We love his drip. Go ahead.
Love his drip. Double mittens. Double oven.
Gotta have two.
Double,
By the way, can we throw on the double mittens and then say we're sorry? We're sorry.
We're sorry. Double, dude. Anyway,
go ahead, T. I love it.
I saw a little league kid go to be a catcher behind the plate, because the kids also love to have these just tucked in their back pocket. Also, it looks cool, you know.
It doesn't though. It looks stupid. But go ahead.
I know. Ellie, first game yesterday with the torpedo bat. He said, "You know what? I'm going to try the torpedo bat." First game yesterday. You know what he did yesterday, Paulie?
I don't.
4 for 5. 2 home runs.
I don't understand how this is legal. How is all of a sudden this legal?
I don't know either. But hey, I don't know.
Can we just start corking bats too? Maybe I just cork some bats and take some peds.
Totally.
And get it over with. Yeah. Shoot some steroids in my ass and get out there on the field and start hitting bombs. Because I don't know what's going. Like, it's the Wild West all of a sudden. And by the way, dude,
Wild West.
Shout out Cool Modi. Yeah. Hush tones here, Tony. Hush tones.
Go.
Did you see what they're doing with the A's? You see what they've done to my A's? I gotta tell you,
18 to 3, Paulie. 18 to 3.
And the shitty little roller rink they're playing in up there. I gotta tell you,
dude.
When in the Godfather, the first Godfather, when Sonny, God bless him, when Sonny gets gunned down at the toll booth, and then they bring him to the morgue, and then Marlon Brando has to go identify the body, and he peels the sheet back, and he starts crying.
Yes.
Sonny's all shot up. You know what he says? He goes, "Look how they massacred my boy." Dude, that's how I feel about the A's. Look how they massacred my A's. And I'm not even an A's guy, but I feel bad, dude. They're living in, I mean, this is just abusive now.
It's abusive. It's horrible, dude.
Did you see the little, like, garage,
I'm
like
trying to
tool
find it
shed,
right
where
now
they're
as we
doing
speak.
fucking media, like in the tool shed. It's unbelievable that Major League Baseball is, and they shot Sean Sonny on the causeway. Totally. I feel like, dude, they're like, it's where they keep the lawnmowers and the rakes. They're like, yeah, we're doing some press right in this little shack over here. It's like, it's so embarrassing for baseball. Manfred's got to go. This asshole's got to go, bro. The A's have such a glorious history. All these World Series, all these Hall of Famers, and the Oakland fans are rock solid. But why would they support a guy who doesn't give a shit in John Fisher, who's abused him for years? Anyway, I'm upset about it on your behalf, A's fans. I really do. I feel bad. It was an embarrassing.
Oh, there it is.
Look.
There it is. I found it. I'm going to present this. Just
Go
people
ahead.
need to see this. People
it's unbelievable. Go ahead.
If you haven't seen it, which you probably good chance you have.
This is Major League Baseball. We're talking about $1 billion. Look at that.
That's the press room where they do press conferences.
Not a joke. It's not a joke.
That's the press room.
Did you see the inside?
Here's the inside. Here's the inside. Look at this. Look at that. It's a tent. It's a freaking tent, dude.
No, it's embarrassing. And look at the little A's banners glued to the wall. You see that?
Yes.
It's. I mean, first of all, I hope everybody in that room enjoys COVID because they're probably all going to get sick now because look at the tight space they're cramped into.
It's just for Major League Baseball.
That's my point. It's like a high school setup, dude. De La Salle's got a better setup than this.
It's so embarrassing. It's so awful. The A's players don't deserve it. The visiting teams don't deserve it. And this is nothing against that ballpark because it's a nice ballpark for minor league baseball. It's a nice ballpark for minor league baseball. You know what I'm saying? So
I
it's
do.
Just like it's an embarrassment. And then they lose 18-3. Dude, they gave up 21 hits, man. It's like, oh boy.
It's a bad scene over there, dude. And you know, Tony, this is something you and I honestly never talk about ever.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask you right now because I truly don't know where you stand on this. Like, where is Creative Tony with A's baseball?
I've always been a fan. I've always been a fan of A's baseball. Giants are number one, but I was never anti-A's.
Me neither. Yeah.
I grew up, dude. I grew up loving Ricky Henderson. I grew up loving Carney Lansford, the way he would like the way he hit like that, you know, like he's almost
How about
like
Dave Stewart, dude? How about Dave Stewart?
I was gonna say Smoke Stewart. That guy was basically telling you, hey, I'm gonna throw a first pitch fastball right down the middle and good luck. And dude, he was such a badass. He had that menacing look.
Oh,
the
low brim over the eyes. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And dude, don't shout out. Don't forget Dave Henderson, right? Hendu.
Yeah.
And they had Walt Weiss. They had
Canseco, McGuire. I mean, the whole gang. It was like,
dude, Terry Steinbach, right?
Eckersley.
Dennis Eckersley. Exactly. Yeah. There was so many great Oakland Athletics. I was always a fan. And so the fact that now all of a sudden this is what it's become.
I know, it's so embarrassing, man. It really is. And by the way, I'll tell you right now, I'm making this I'll say this as often as possible. I promise you, if this is an if the A's even ever get to Las Vegas, I promise you that's going to be a disaster. I guarantee it. I saw the location where they're talking about putting this yard. They're out of their goddamn minds. It's right on the strip, dude. Imagine like the traffic, like trying to get in and out or even close to that ballpark. You can't go anywhere in Vegas as it is right now. Tony, you were just there. You know, it's a madhouse. And now you can put a ballpark in the middle of that shit.
And you know what's crazy too is 81 games. You're like, so I had this heated discussion about this recently, and the guy I was talking to was like, hey, the casinos are just going to buy up all those seats. And I go, yeah, maybe for the first year or two.
Yep.
But I don't see longevity happening.
No, dude, of course, no. It's not like the NFL
games, dude. It's not like the NFL. It's not even like the Golden Knights hockey, right?
No, good call. They're supporting Golden Knights hockey, and I'll tell you this: the I think it's what it's called, Allegiant Stadium, where the Raiders play. They're smart. Yeah. That's a beautiful stadium. It was well done, and they put it off the beaten path. It's like behind the strip, so there's no.
It is.
They have parking lots, proper parking, shit like that. Yep. I've heard with this stupid A's ballpark, they don't even have room for parking. There's no parking lot. So how are people going to get there? What are you going to take Ubers?
Well, they're expecting it to be a tourist mecca, like the people that go to the games are the people that are in their hotel rooms are just going to walk to the stadium.
I'm telling you, I'm not even convinced they'll ever even get there. I mean that. I'm not so
agreed.
sure they're ever even going to get there. Now, Tony, putting the wheels back on, could you please bring up,
dude? There are some ridiculously good bookmarks, but yes,
I want the Nicky Turturro one because it's relevant about torpedo bats. So this is
well. Then I'm going to tease the bookmarks that we have for tomorrow night's show
fine.
Because
that's a good idea.
Dude,
yes.
Let me just. This is my tease. Bob Marley, Tony Soprano.
Okay, I like it already.
Dude, the Indiana Pacers filter to make fans cry. There's a video that I need to show you later.
How's that? Okay.
It's unbelievable. They, like the kiss cam in games.
I do.
Well, they put people on the screen, but the filter makes them cry.
How's that hilarious. A good time for anybody? Is it funny? Okay, I don't even know what this is.
They put it on the opposing team's fans. You know what I mean?
Tony, best songs about really crying. Funny. I'll go first. Shout out Journey. Who's crying now? You're up.
Crying. Aerosmith crying.
Okay. I asked
or
you.
Don't cry. Don't cry.
What have you done? Guns N' Roses?
Yes. Or No More Tears, Ozzy.
How about No Woman, No Cry?
No, well, come on.
How about Kiss? Tears Are Falling.
Dude, shout out. Tears Are Falling. I love.
That's not a bad track. I like Tears Are Falling.
Tears in Heaven. Tears in Heaven. Clapton. You also. How about just shout out Tears for Frickin' Fears? You know.
How about what was it? In Excess, Bitter Tears, Tony. These bitter tears. I'll throw it out there. Why not, man? Rest in peace, Mike Hutchins, whatever his name was.
Wow. He went out enjoying himself at least.
At least he's not hanging around anymore. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. That's rough. I know.
Wow.
It's rough. I know. Just came out. I apologize.
Dude, Aaron Cask, Boys Don't Cry, The Cure. Thank you.
That's Tony's comfort zone.
Dude, I love that new first two albums of The Cure. I'll put it good stuff.
Hey, Juan, I'm with you on Cry Me a River. I got you, buddy. I got you. All right, Tony.
Yes. Cry Baby, Janis Joplin. Let's go. Okay.
Okay. Right. Shout out the movie on Seinfeld that we're going to see, Cry Again. That's it. Okay. Cry Again. Jerry goes, because you see it once, and then you cry, and then you cry again. Anyway, Cry Again.
That's an amazing pull, Paul.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I'm rolling right now. Tony, give me Scarlet Fire. It takes a lot to laugh, a train to cry. Great effing call. Bob Dylan song that Jerry pulled out of his hat. I saw him play that in the Boston Garden, Scarlet Fire. I'll tell you the date right now. It was 9/22. This is why I'm such a freak. 9/22/91, Boston Garden. Look up the set list. There is a Takes a Lot to Laugh, Train to Cry in the first set. Only time I ever saw that. Great show.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
If I could put that skill to use, I'd be like Bill Gates. I'd be a freaking billionaire. If there was a market for me talking about dead set lists and shit like that, there's no one that can touch me. So, and I promise you,
I got to give the comment line credit because I was thinking the same thing about all the made up movie names in Seinfeld because there was
Rochelle,
yeah, Joe Schmo with
Minsky, yeah. How about this? How about something?
There was the one that the guy,
Prognosis Negative, dude.
Yeah, Prognosis Negative. That's the one where the guy went in to film it he wanted to get a bootleg, right?
That guy, dude. Guy shows him a gun at one point. He opens up his jacket. He's got a gun. Yeah, because you're going to film that for me, Kramer. Yeah, the guy's got a piece on him. All right, Tony.
One last thing. How about Kramer, too? Hello and welcome to Movie Phone.
Yeah.
Why don't you just tell me the movie you'd like to see?
Dude, Prognosis Negative, Cry Again. We got it all. Yeah.
Dude,
go ahead.
Channel.
I don't remember Channel.
Oh, dude, Channel. Dom Peralta. That is a
Is that Seinfeld?
Call. Yes.
Channel. Is that another movie? Channel?
Yes.
Good one.
Channel.
All right, listen.
Sorry. Bookmarks. Here we go.
Okay.
Bookmarks. I'll give you Nicky.
You talked about the torpedo bat. I found this last night, and I'm a big Nick Turturro fan. This is the actor. Spike Lee uses him a bunch. Get ready. He's this guy's out of his mind. Brother of John Turturro, brother of what's her face? Is it 80 Turturro of Janice on The Sopranos? All those Turturros are actors.
Yeah,
right. He's the youngest brother, but he's a freaking lunatic Yankee fan. Get used to seeing him. You're going to get more. Hey, Patty, good morning. You're going to get more Nicky Turturro as the baseball season goes. But anyway, here's Nicky on torpedo bats.
Here we go.
All right, so we're off to a good start, my Yankees. Very nice. 3-0, swept the Brewers. So are the Dodgers, 3-0. But I want to address this bullshit about the bat. Torpedo bat, whatever you want to call it. It's legal. So all you haters, shut the fuck up. All right? The Dodgers could use the bat. Any team can. We're hitting the ball, all right? Enough is enough. All right? Cut the bullshit. And to my friend Dave Portnoy, stick to pizza, all right? The bats are legal. They're legal. I love you, Dave, but you know what I mean?
Dude.
Stick to what you know.
No,
hold on. I get that
I
one
love
more
this
time.
guy. I freaking love him. Look at him. Look
All
at
right,
that guy.
enough is enough. Cut the bullshit.
Right here.
And to my friend Dave Portnoy, stick to pizza. All right, the bat's illegal.
Oh God, stick
Look
to
at-
pizza.
Well, you know what, Tony? A couple things on Nicky Turturro. One, he really is a serious actor. He was on.
Oh no, yeah.
He's on some cop TV show, but Spike Lee has used him several times in a bunch of his movies. If you want to, but look at how he goes from 0 to just full rage, like within 10 seconds. Give me the beginning again, Tony. Watch the transition. He starts.
All right, so we're off to a good start, my
everything's
Yankees.
good.
Very nice. 3-0.
Very
Swept
nice.
the Brewers. So are the Dodgers, 3-0. But I want to address this bullshit about the bat, torpedo bat, whatever you want to call it. It's legal. So all you haters, shut the fuck up.
Look at him. Look at that guy, dude. He's not messing around with look at the rage. Nicky. I love Nicky Turturro. I told he's from Queens. That's how it gets in Queens. You got to raise your voice. Tony.
By the way, Escobar 3, great call. He was on Blue Bloods. Good call, Escobar.
That's
3.
what it was.
Good
Blue
job.
Bloods. Thank you, Escobar.
Yes.
Tony, Nicky Turturro, like, think about like how like enraged he is. Dude, we're only 3 games into the season. And he's enraged. And his Yankees have won every game, but he's still furious. He's always entertaining, though. He takes baseball more seriously, maybe, than anybody I've ever seen.
I love his passion. Love his passion.
Oh, it's like life and death. It's like life and death to him. But
by the way, the Giants are playing really good ball, and Dodgers are sitting there 6-0. By the way, 6-0.
I hate the Dodgers guts. I'm with Nicky on that, dude. I really do. I hate this collection of Dodgers passionately. Tony, thank you for the Nicky. Now, can we do a quick Warrior take, and then we'll get into the.
Go. Come on, because let's go.
So, Warriors Memphis tonight, huge game. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I watched this last night. Boston went into Memphis and beat them on their own floor last night.
Yeah.
So the Grizzly coming off a loss. They need this game. The Warriors need this game. This is going to be a dogfight. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a great game. Both teams need this game desperately. And as you pointed out yesterday, later in the week, here comes LA, here comes Denver. All these games are huge.
Dude, and then Houston on Sunday. Dude, they got this. This week is a 4-pack that is just out of control, dude.
Houston, that's right. So sorry, I forgot about that one. I know, a 4-pack. Break it down.
Well, no, they got Memphis today. Then they go to the Lakers on Thursday. Then, dude, literally the next day they got Denver. By the way, 9 straight losses to Denver in a regular season. 9 straight, dude. And I feel like snake bit against Denver.
Well, Aaron Gordon, the last time they played, Aaron Gordon had his way. He was so physical in the paint. And we talked to Scott Osler about this. Like, they really didn't have an answer.
Right.
Like, and I think that, Tony, has become like the recipe to play the Warriors. Beat the shit out of them. Beat the shit out of Steph Curry, rough him up as much as you can, as physical as you can. And it takes a toll on the Warriors. Like, they're not always able to answer that. So
wasn't the Joker out the last time they played Denver and they still lost?
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're correct. But like, Aaron Gordon went apeshit that night. I think he had like 35, 40 points or something. He had a monster night.
Joker, they should be beating the Nuggets. They should. I'm sorry.
You would hope so. Yeah. I mean, you would hope so. Yeah, that would be ideal.
I'm also worried, Paulie, with no GP2 and no Kuminga. Like John Morant. Like John Morant. Who's gonna handle John Morant today? Is my main concern.
Might be by committee. It's a great question. Might be by committee. We'll see. Yeah.
I mean, because dude, that guy's obviously a stud. I read something earlier today. He averaged 38 points a game against the Warriors in the playoffs.
I'm not a big John Morant fan, dude. I'm not a fan. I want to shut his ass down. I got to tell you the truth.
Have you seen his shoes called the Giraffes?
I haven't, but I've seen him in a car waving an Uzi around. But go ahead. What about his shoes?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. I'm just telling you what I saw. Everyone's seen the video.
Dave Navarro be skeet shooting. That's the kind of.
If Dave Navarro wants to play with guns, that's fine. John Morant, stick to basketball, man. Come on, man.
In an open field shooting it, doing skeet shooting. I'm fine with that.
It's you know what I'd say, Tony. It's sanctioned. Okay, Dave Navarro sanctioned skeet shooting. You know what I mean? John Morant's out here with an Uzi giving off a bad message to kids. I doubt that. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's tighten it up.
Oh, dude. I don't know who's going to guard him today. I would assume Draymond would rough him up a bit. But it's just this is a tough 4-game stretch, and I don't know if we're going to do a top 3 today. So I just have a question then.
I don't think so, but go ahead, Tony.
So then, of those 4 games, Paulie, you got Memphis tonight, Lakers Thursday, Denver Friday, Houston Sunday.
Yeah.
How do you see those 4 games turning out?
Great question. Can I ask you this real quick? Because I don't have it in front of me. Can you give me the schedule in terms of home games versus road games?
Friday and Sunday are home.
All right, Friday and Sunday are home.
So Denver and Houston are at Chase, and tonight and Thursday are on the road.
Given the urgency of these games, not just for Golden State, but for every team you mentioned, from Denver to Houston to Los Angeles to Memphis, these are all like must-have games for each team involved. So I think, Tony, realistically, it might be a 2-2 situation, but ideally for me, as a hungry fan, I'd like to see them go 3-1. If possible.
3-1 would be incredible.
Ideal. That'd be ideal. And start tonight, dude. Kick the shit out of Memphis.
Well, dude, if they win tonight, they get the tiebreaker, right? So tonight is almost like a playoff game, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's going to be crazy tonight. Yeah.
Oh God, dude, double bet. Do you have YouTube TV, Paulie? I forget. Do you have YouTube TV?
Yeah. Why do you ask? But yes,
because you can do double barrel. You can do double barrel action.
Kind of like we're set up right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have Dubs on your left, Giants on your right. Smoking's upstairs to your left. Okay.
All right, Tony. Thank you. Now I want to say, Tony, as we get ready to wrap today, and go Dubs, we'll be all over this thing tomorrow night on our night flight. And by the way, special guest, I want to, speaking of Warrior basketball, Tony has been good enough to lasso Bonte Hill will be joining us on Thursday, Tony?
Thursday, on Thursday.
Exactly. Bonte is one of our favorite guys. Obviously, you see him every night on pre and post with the Warriors. But years and years ago, dude, he was a kid who worked on the Murph and Mac show, and I always enjoyed Bonte. He's a super cool guy.
Oh, great guy, dude.
He's
guy.
Killing it with Festus and Chris Mullen. So we will have him on the show. And I'm working on a special guest, too. I can't reveal yet because it's not done. But I'm trying to, but I'm in the works of trying to wrangle a very prominent name in the Giants community. I'll just say that, but I don't want to say I don't want to show my hand unless I can close the deal.
I also want to say you mentioned the Warriors broadcast team, Bonte and Festus, right? And follow Festus on Instagram. He's doing these foodie videos.
Festus rules, dude. I love.
He tries all these different food. Like he just tried a burrito in San Francisco, and I mean, dude. I just check it out. Check it out.
No,
he's not talking hoops at all. Not talking hoops at all. He's just going to different places and trying their food.
Hey,
it's
Tony,
really good.
Do you remember like how good we had it? Like now that the Warriors, it's not a crisis of big men, but think about where the Warriors, because they got Quentin Post now. He's a big body. Looney's out there too. He always helps. Tony, the first year, 14-15, when they won their first title, dude, how about the tandem of the angry Aussie? There's Andrew Bogut.
Oh.
To relieve him, you bring in Festus. Like, that was like such...
Remember David West, too? David West would bang people around, too, man.
Dude, I love David West.
So here's the thing, Paulie. Between Post and Looney, you have 12 fouls to give. I'm saying, hey, Post, use all 6 of your fouls.
Pounce him. Maybe that's the answer right there. John Morant goes to the rim, knock his ass to the ground.
Knock his ass down. It's kind of like Ronnie Lott. Sometimes you got to take a 15. Maybe sometimes you got to foul out.
Well, it's like Pat Riley.
Use all 6.
No, I like where your head's at right now. Let's get some violence happening. Maybe a bench clearing brawl. I'm kidding. But Tony, I got to say, when Pat Riley was coaching the New York Knicks in the early 90s, they would see the Bulls every year in the playoffs. Some of the greatest series. I mean, they were like street fights, but the Bulls would always persevere. But I remember Pat Riley saying, listen, if you let Michael Jordan just come waltzing into the paint and go up to the rim, he's going to embarrass you. So when he comes to the rim, put him on the ground. Make him think about it. Make him think about it.
Make him earn it.
Or let him know in his head that, hey, if I go to the rim, I know I'm going to get my ass kicked and thrown to the ground.
Dude, it's like hitters that crowd the plate. I tell pitchers the pitchers that I coach, I say that is your plate, not the hitters. If he's on the plate, you throw inside and send a message. I'm not saying hit him. I'm just saying you throw.
Hit him. Yeah, hit him.
Inside corner. And if you hit him, if you hit him, so what?
Where would you intentionally hit a guy if you were going to hit somebody? Where would you put it, in his ribs?
Dude, ass,
ribs, legs. Where do you go?
Middle of the back, just like a dot, right in the middle of the back. Because you're taught to turn into the pitch, right? To turn your back into the pitch. So right in the middle of the back, and there's usually a deep thud that happens. When
Did you ever plunk guys intentionally?
I didn't throw hard enough to really hurt anybody, Paulie.
Really?
I mean, I threw low 80s. Like I didn't, I was junk. I was all junk.
I'll never forget this. Speaking of guys that don't throw very hard, but they still plunk guys. True story. When Brian Murphy and I were at spring training years and years and years ago, it was during the Barry Zito era. I don't know if you remember this, but there was like, it might've been the end of the 07 season. I think the Giants finished with a series in Milwaukee, and Cecil Fielder hit a walk-off, and he did like this bowling pin thing.
I remember that. Yeah,
he fell backwards, and all the Brewers fell down like bowling pins. So the next year in spring training, Barry Zito who had just signed that big deal, faced Cecil Fielder, or is it Prince Fielder? I'm forgetting who it was. Prince Fielder. My bad. Prince Fielder.
Yeah.
Plunks Prince Fielder in a spring training game, dude, with like a 75-mile-an-hour fastball, some shit like that, and it hit him and fell to the ground. And Prince Fielder like picked up the ball, looked at it, and he just kind of rolled it back to Zito. It was like kind of weak. Yeah, it was embarrassing.
But that's funny, dude. That's funny.
Barry Zito's heart was in the right place, but he didn't have a lot of gas behind that thing.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, hey, dude, I'm gonna plunk you now, dude. If that's cool with you, dude.
Hey, do you like my chimes?
Dude, I meditated on plunking you last night, bro. Yeah.
Come down and sit on this pillow, bro.
Dude, we can talk about it after the game over some chai tea, dude. We'll burn some incense and talk about plunks, dude. Yeah. Zito's my guy, dude. Shout out Barry Zito. He's down in Nashville making music. Let him do his thing. Tony.
By the way, we haven't even talked about April Fool's Day, dude. Like, happy April Fool's Day, everybody. Come on,
April
man.
Fools. Here's what I got to offer today on April Fools. Greatest April Fool's pranks of all time in a musical setting, because that's where I always go first. April Fool's Day, 1980, Grateful Dead, Capitol Theater, Passaic, New Jersey. They opened the show with every band member playing a different instrument. So like Phil and like Bobby. I think Bobby was on keys. I think Jerry might have been on bass. You had Brent. I think it was Brent Midland and Phil Lesh on drums. And so and they played Promised Land by Chuck Berry. That's they used to, But it was a disaster. But it's on archive.org if you want to check it out. 4180 April Fool's joke. Grateful Dead member switching instruments. Tony, you got one for me?
I got one that you and I did together on the Ticket 1050. Paulie and I decided on April Fool's Day, we're gonna turn the Ticket 1050 into a classic rock station and call it the Rocket 1050.
Oh my God.
We had our friend Rick Ganji, the creative guy at the time.
Shout out Ganji for life. Love Ganji.
He made like audio pieces saying, "This is the Rocket 1050." Rocket your ass around the
new rocket. Yeah.
Rocket. So we played this for like an hour, and Paulie and I were spinning music, and we were like DJs and not show hosts, dude. And then all of a sudden, Lee Hammer finally hears it and loses his mind.
What the hell are you guys doing? This is not a joke. Yeah, we have.
You're messing with our listeners. People are going to go away and they're never going to come back. What do you think this is? This isn't your toy. This isn't this radio station.
This is a radio station. This isn't a playpen. God's sakes, Tony, get in here.
Bringing in Tony Salvador. Do you guys know what the fuck you're doing? Yeah. Tony.
So that was our April Fool's joke. We thought it was a great idea.
What the fuck are you guys doing over there? Yeah. I miss those days, dude. I miss Tony Salvador. I miss Lee Hammer. We gave those guys fits, bro. We did. I mean, but hey, listen, we had to do.
Oh, Hammer jokes around that we put 5 years. We took 5 years off his life.
Sorry, Hammer. We're just trying to have a good time, and it all led to this. By the way, give me Corinne as a super real quick. I asked her if she had ever seen Led Zeppelin.
Oh, nice, Corinne. Yes, unfortunately, no Zeppelin, but Joplin, Hendrix also did Mount Tam, KFRC, Fantasy Fair.
Look at this lineup: Doors, Airplane, and the Birds, and so many others. Jesus,
come on, that is just applause.
By the way, okay, now I'm going to ask Corinne, since you're throwing it up there, I got more questions. Did you ever see the Who at the Winterland? And I want to know if you ever saw the Rolling Stones at either the Winterland or in Oakland in the late 60s, early 70s. There were some.
Paulie, did you know why it was called Winterland?
Because it used to be a skating rink.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And my dad had told me that information recently. And I'm like, God, I never knew that. That's wild.
I'll even go. I'm like a Winterland kind of, scholar. So I do know that it was a skating rink. And prior to that, you can talk to Paul Tonelli about this. They used to have boxing matches in there.
Oh,
so it was like early, like in the 30s and 40s. I think they had like boxing in there, maybe the 50s. Then it got then they made it into a skating rink, and then Bill Graham bought it and said, "We're doing shows here."
Nice.
And some of the greatest shows in the history of mankind were played on that stage. And now there's condos there. It's so funny. I always wonder, like, do these people have any idea what was going on in this?
Like the sacred ground that they're living on.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
it's kind of like how the A's fans down the road will feel about Sacramento. Right?
Oh, dude. I almost feel it's too depressing to turn on A's games. And I did watch a little bit last night, but the yard, it's so small. And then the 18 to 3,
18 to 3, 18 to 3, dude.
Tough sledding out there. Hey, Tony,
before thank you, Corinne, for the super, by the way. Thank you, Corinne. We love you.
Should we do brackets or should I go right to Carlos? You tell me.
I think we should do a round of a bracket. And then
bring them up, T. We'll go brackets and then Carlos, and I'll dismiss the class.
All right, stand by, Paul.
I look forward to this. Yes.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead, homie.
Brackets. So we have the next round. We are okay, Paul, you just pick. You want to do inconvenience, medical, sports, or music and pop culture?
Let me think about this. Let's go music and pop culture today.
All right, so do you want to go Arnel Pineda from Journey fame versus Brittany Mahomes, or Dodger fans versus Eagles fans? There you go.
Why don't we do both? Let's do both. We'll do both of those. Okay, and which one do you want to? Oops.
No, my bad. There you go.
Okay, what do you want to start with? I want you to go first today, Tony, and I'll go second.
I believe because the Eagles are Super Bowl champions and the Dodgers are 6-0, we should probably choose that matchup and pick that from there.
Yeah, that's pretty good too, because you got the Super Bowl champ, like you said, and the World Series champ. Their fan base is going at it. They're both tough. Listen, the Dodger fans beat Brian Stowe. His life will never be the same. It's hard to look past that. Meanwhile, here comes Philly, booing Santa Claus, throwing M80s at you, booing people like
battery chuckers.
They're eating horse excrement. I've seen it after they won the Super Bowl. I don't know, Tony, your thought.
Escobar 3 says Dodger fans will always be the worst. Fuck LA.
Well, here comes Rags, though. He goes, F Philly. This is a no-brainer. So this is a passionate split. Tony, I want you to tackle this one. Give me
I got to say, I'm looking. Then we got NorCal Refrigeration HVAC saying Eagles fans, Winkler saying Eagles fans, Dom saying Dodger fans, Patty Dodgers fans, Juan Santa Maria, Dodgers. Man, this is neck and neck. Man, oh man, oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
I got to say, I'm a baseball junkie, and I was raised on Giants Dodgers baseball, and going to Candlestick. James, with James Lazat. Never seen your name before.
Welcome aboard, James. Good to see you. F them all. Yeah,
he says F them all.
I feel you, brother.
But
Lizzotti,
I would have to say,
like the name too, Lizzotti. Nice,
right? I would have to say, Dodger fans, I think, win on this one because of I miss hating Lasorda, right? I miss hating Ron Say, Steve Garvey,
Oral Hershiser, throw him in the mix.
Oral Hershiser,
his whole thing,
and then the fans would just be very and you said it about Brian Stowe, and then I just feel like they're very obnoxious now because or if you want to get a Dodger fan riled up, just tell them how illegitimate their asterisk COVID championship is.
Same with the Lakers. They're hanging banners. They play like 40 games. They're like, hey, we're the champs. Like, cut the shit.
Actually, that wins it for me. That wins it for me because they defend the asterisk championship. That wins it for me. Okay,
fair
so
enough.
Dom Peralta, if you could put the Dodger fans
ahead.
Thank
you, Dom. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Thank you, bud. And then Arnel, this is what a matchup, dude. Arnel Pineda, the lead singer of Journey.
I want to take this one. Yeah.
Yes, no, you're taking this. And then Brittany Mahomes. They face off in the Sweet 16. Who will advance to the Elite Eight, Paulie?
To me, this is a no-brainer. Now, first of all, as some of you guys know, I want to tell you, I grew up a Journey fan, like the Steve Perry years. Like I really did. They were really a great band. They had a lot of great tracks. Great musicians, every single one of them great players. Now, they've gone through so many mutations over the years, and Steve Perry left the band, as we know, and in comes this kid, Arnel Pineda. They snatched him from the Philippines. He was singing in a Journey tribute band. Now, kid's talented, can sing all the parts, but he's got the one negative going against him. He's just not Steve Perry, and I hate to be petty, but that's an obstacle. Like, it's a guy singing Steve Perry's lines. It's like, okay, it's cool, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. On the other hand, Brittany effing Mahomes, dude. So easy
Stop
to
hurting my husband.
So you know what I'm saying? They were hitting him like a dog, like he was some kind of animal. It's like, no, bitch, they're playing football. That's called a fucking pass rush. Those defensive linemen are paid to knock. Yeah. What? I should have
unhinged.
I know. Sorry. I don't usually do it. I don't like to attack people, but listen, here's what's going on. They forced me to look at her bird face every Sunday up in the suite.
I hated that. That's what I hated, is how much coverage
with the red lipstick and the whole fucking thing. And she's toasting with Taylor Swift. Like they're all up in the booth. I got Kelsey's mom and dude, it's enough to make me vomit all over myself. I apologize for calling her a bitch. I don't know her at all, but I will tell you this. I can't stand the sight of her. When it comes to Arnel, dude, I'll tell you the truth. If somebody came up to me and was like, hey, Paulie Mac, I saw you on YouTube. I want you to be the new singer in my band. I'd be like, yeah, sure. Why not? Like, so I can't hate on Arnel for taking advantage of like a dream opportunity.
Correct.
I would have done the same thing. But I can criticize Brittany Mahomes all day. I hope to never see her face again, but I know that won't happen because the NFL insists on force feeding me images of Brittany. So let's just go ahead and advance her right now.
Dude, and
She
by the way,
might be
Patty,
going to the finals. Brittany Mahomes might wind up in the finals.
She might
Tony.
be in the finals. She might be in the finals.
Yeah.
When you're getting Pauly unhinged, it's like bonus track Pauly, like the hidden track on what album
Growth.
are we talking about?
Women and Children First.
Women and Children First. Yeah. You're like Pauly
the
unhinged is like a yeah. Dude, that was the best.
Sorry,
But,
I know I get crazy with her. Yeah,
Patty and Dom Peralta have good points. Dom says Pineda hustled to make it. Brittany Blank and Mahomes just showed up. Blank her.
Right.
Patty from Napa, you can sit through a concert with Arnell singing, but you could not sit watching Brittany in anything. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Dude, Aaron Kask is right, dude. The Elite Eight matchup of Brittany Holmes versus Dodger fans.
Ooh, that's a bloodbath. That's a dog fight.
Dedicate some time to that, you know?
I don't know if we're going to have enough time. Hey, Tony.
Exactly.
I want to just say, wouldn't it be a trip if Brittany Mahomes took on Patrick Mahomes in the finals? Could you imagine? Husband and wife and a death match? I don't even know how to vote. Hate them both. I hate them both.
Hate them both. Yeah.
You know
hate them both.
I really do.
Paulie, I had a whole April Fool's prank for you about Patrick Mahomes, but you just didn't have enough time. So
I just going to the Olive Garden. Yeah. Wasn't enough time. Shout out Will Ferrell. Great call, T. By the way, can we cut that? The real sound? We should start using the real sound.
Actually, it's a good call. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Good call. I'm ready.
We have a lovely day planned. We're going to go to Home Depot, Olive Garden. I just don't know if we're going to have enough time.
That's a good call.
I don't know what it is, but something about that makes Tony and I laugh. All right.
It makes me laugh all the time. Yeah. So
here's something that'll make you laugh. Laughter of joy is finding the right finance guy.
Yes.
Don't even worry. I found him for you on your behalf, y'all. His name is Carlos De La Fuente. You met him at the party last Thursday.
Yes.
If you came out to Longbridge. First of all, the height and size was kind of alarming. I mean, I didn't know what to expect because I'd never gone face to face before. We had done a lot of Zoom meetings and phone calls, but this is the first time I get to like wrap my arms around him, which I did. I'm talking about the pecs now, the pecs of a Carlos De La Fuente. Yep. He's obviously going to the weight room. He's a big dude, but the point is, I'm just kidding about his appearance. He's a handsome kid. Carlos at Flex Funding is ready to assist and ready to help you, help your family out of any kind of financial jam you might find yourselves in. You got to be able to trust that person on the other end of the phone. Carlos is that guy. He is trustworthy. He's a San Francisco native with 26 years of experience helping people out. Tony, let's be honest, man. There are times not very long ago, I needed some cash. I'm like, you know what? I need some cash. What am I going to do? When you're in that kind of situation, Carlos is the kind of guy you're going to want to talk to at Flex Funding. HELOC loans, that is his specialty. So if you've been like thinking about that, considering it a home equity line of credit, a couple of positives now of working with Carlos. He respects your time, can close very quickly, usually within 8 days. And there's no hidden fees. There's no appraisal fees. He's not going to like whack you with that stuff. After when you get the bill, there won't be any of that because that's not how he does business. Give him a call, 925-250-4894. You can email him as well if you're listening and you're not watching. His email address is carlos@myflexnow.com. Any question, ask him. Call him. He's easy to talk to, Tony. Very easy guy to talk to.
He wants to help. Like you said it earlier, help on the way.
Nice.
But
nice.
No, seriously. And Carlos even commented during the show earlier saying it's all about listening over talking and listening to what your needs are and getting to know Los at the PMP hang and on Zoom calls that we've had with him.
Yep.
He listens and he wants to help. And he like, I called him cause he went to SH here in San Francisco and I went to SI and we're like, rivals. And one of the mantras at SI is a Jesuit school is be a person for others. And I told Carlos that I'm like, dude, you fit that mantra, man. And he's doing it for a living. And so he's figured it out. They can make a living off being a good dude, being a trustworthy dude and helping people out. I mean, that's a win-win situation, man. So again, I put this up here too, Paulie.
Yep.
Trust Carlos. Trustworthy. And again, we wouldn't do business. We wouldn't be partnered with anybody that we didn't trust. So
no, mortgage broker like Carlos, who is licensed in the entire state. Again, that's important because if you could be, remember we have our founding father of Roby Tuesday. He's up in Humboldt. I'm forgetting his name, but I love him. I love his appearance and I love the fact that
I think his name is David as well.
David, that's right. Thank you. David up in Humboldt. That's like our founding father of Roby Tuesday. Yep. He inspired us to kind of take this thing public. So you could be, my point is you could be up there. Tony, you could be in Garberville. You could be in
Yes.
Guerneville. You could be Russian River. Where else, Tony? Give me some other pockets.
Dude, you could be in Weed, California.
Weed.
How about you could be in Wairika?
How about San Bernardino?
You could be in Bakersfield. Broke down in Bakersfield.
How about Tarzana?
You could be in Tarzana. I don't know where Tarzana is, but
I don't either, but I think it exists. What about Folsom? What if you're up in Folsom?
Folsom. You can go to Folsom. You can go to the entire state is Carlos's domain is basically what we're saying. And again, to trust him, man, he's just he's a good dude. At the end of the day, he's a good dude that wants to help people with a very, very, very important part of your life. Your finances are, and I don't know if there's a bigger purchase or a bigger asset than your home, right? And the fact that he can help you with the HELOC loans, and he can help you quickly with the HELOC loans too.
HELOC loans, private money loans, whatever your needs might be, Carlos can help you out. So give him a call. And Tony, thank you for those thoughts. Any other places in California you want to shout out real quick before we wrap today, Tony?
No, but I do want to shout out because you mentioned him.
Yes.
Because he is the father of Roby Tuesday.
Thank you.
There he is. There's David right there.
This is the guy. David made this whole thing happen
with the fist.
And that is a luxurious looking robe he's got on.
Yeah,
dude. The whole bit. And
by the way, his name's David, but he calls himself Humboldt Fats. Okay, so per your riff, I believe a few weeks ago.
You've heard of the legendary pool player Minnesota Fats. Now meet Humboldt Fats. He's right here. Hey, David, we love you, kid. Thanks for the photo and thanks for checking in. And by the way, people,
why not one more time? Just Dave Navarro. Roby Tuesday.
I would, and this was sent in by our good friend Jeff Winkler. If anybody else would like to contribute to the show, like Corinne today or Winks with the Navarro thing, Tony, throw up the email address one more time.
Looking for it right now.
Anything, you have content, you have messages, you have questions, critiques, advice, what have you. You just send in your stuff right there, pauliespod@gmail.com. Tony will dig them all out and present them on the screen, the good ones anyway. And excuse me, Tony, want to say thank you for joining us today. Thanks to everybody for lining up today. Ross, California. All right, Joe Schmo, we'll shout out Ross. I'm right up the street from Ross.
Nice.
Ross is right over here. And I think Phil Lesh used to live in Ross, matter of fact.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really Phil. You got to have heavyweight money to live in Ross. I just drive through Ross on my way from A to B. You know what I mean? Because Ross is like one of those towns, Tony. It's totally secluded with the woods. And when you're driving through there, you see driveways, but you can't even see the house. You don't know where God only knows. Like it's some
neighborhoods down here. Yeah, we got neighborhoods down here.
The driveway itself is about 1.5 miles long.
Dude, Steph Curry lives like 10 miles down the road from here, and you can't see even the roof of his house because the gate is so high.
Leave Steph Curry alone. I actually heard he had
golden vibes. I'm just throwing that out there for today's game and for the rest of this week.
I'm sprinkling particles and golden vibes on the Warriors.
Golden vibes. Golden vibes. Okay. And Paulie, it's time to dismiss the class, okay?
All right, everybody, go ahead, David.
Hey! I'm letting it fly. Sorry, I was letting it fly. But I also want to say, Paulie, tomorrow night's night flight. Join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m.
Monday Hill, Thursday. Other special guests to be announced shortly. But yes, as Tony said, have a wonderful Tuesday. Go Giants, go Warriors. Enjoy your Wednesday. And we'll see you right here tomorrow night. Night flight in effect, y'all. 8 p.m. Polymac Particles Show. Thanks for coming today. We love each and every one of you guys. Believe me when I say that. And have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow night, y'all. Peace.